everybody, and welcome to another episode of Life Lately, a chance to talk real life with remarkable women. And today, it is my absolute privilege to hand over to my incredible guest, Dr Isang Awah. Thank you so much for being here, Isang. How are you?
I'm good, Abby. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm really thrilled to be here.
Oh, I'm honoured that you would be here. It's a real privilege to get to chat with you. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I'd love to know, and we'd all love to know, what do you do and what do you love?
Okay, so I am a wife, a mother of 4 amazing children, and I work at the Department of Social Policy and Intervention at the University of Oxford. And my work involves research and a lot of other stuff supporting research. We are working on a parenting app. And outside my regular job, I love writing. I've always loved writing. And what else do I like doing? I love taking photos, casual photographs. I enjoy speaking with people, spending time with family, watching movies, and reading, though I haven't done that lately.
Oh, well, you sound like you love all of the same kind of things I love.
Oh, that's amazing.
We're kindred spirits.
Yes, we are. Because I absolutely love your page.
Thank you so much. That means a lot coming from you, so thank you. But we are talking life lately. We're talking faith, life, seasons. So I'd love to know, what does this season look like for you? And what is God teaching you through it?
Okay, so this is a very interesting season for me. I am full of expectations because I feel like I am on the verge of something new, like I'm about to birth new dreams and start on something new. So I'm full of expectations and hopes and dreams on the one hand. And on the other hand, there is this uncertainty because some things are not quite clear. And some of the things that I had thought, would happen in my life this year have not happened. So I feel like there's something out there. I'm working towards something, but I'm not sure what it is. And I'm expectant. I feel like God is saying, you need to trust me for this season. Trust me as you walk through this season. So it's a season of expectations, hopes, dreams, faith, a season of trusting God, just believing in his goodness and trusting that he's going to take the loose ends, the broken pieces, put them all together and weave something beautiful out of them all. So, so that's how I feel right now.
Yeah. And on that, because I think a lot of young women, it's a very common thing to feel like 2 things. One, full of expectation, but also, so my question to you is, how do you're a God-fearing, God-loving woman and you are wise. So how, in your journey so far with the Lord, how do you discern that maybe he's leading you into something new? How do you discern? I feel like that might be what's God saying, like a God thing, preparing me. And how do you distinguish between it, you want that? Do you know what I mean? Or do you think it's God gives you that desire? How do you discern that?
I think it's something of a little bit of everything, what you said, like he gives me this desire, I'm working towards this, and then sometimes it doesn't happen the way that I think or I had thought it would happen, and I need to trust him. And I think the key thing for me at all times is praying, and just trusting him. And occasionally I receive a word. I'll give you a particular instance. So like in December, when we were wrapping Christmas gifts, one of the things that we did, I did put scriptures in mugs for each member of the family with chocolates and sweets and everything. And really, I just, whatever scriptures came to mind, I prayed and then printed them out and put in different mugs. And we had no idea who would pick which mug. So inside each mug was a particular scripture. And the mug that I picked, or my daughter handed out the mugs, my last daughter, the mug that I had said, I know the plans that I have for you, thoughts of good, not evil, to give you an expected end. And, that was on Christmas Day. A week later, or less than about 10 days later, something I had applied for that I was so hopeful that I would get, the news came in, I didn't get it. So that was, for me, it was very disappointing. But I thought back to that scripture. What he said was, I know the plans I have for you, and sort of, I thought, okay, so he knew this ahead of time. So this is disappointing news. It's not going, life is not going the way I had thought it would go. This was so important. I thought this would be, a major decision, but would guide me in, certain steps I would take. But it's okay just knowing that God has still got, this took me by surprise, but didn't take him by surprise. He still got everything in control. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense.
Yeah, it really does. And so for anyone listening who's going, I felt disappointed too. Like I thought something was going to happen or it was going to pan out differently to how it is. How do they unload that disappointment onto God in a healthy way so that they don't shut down from him in disappointment?
I think I'm going to share a few things, because that was the first. I had another one a few months later, so yeah. So, but I want to share a few things. I think it's so important to everyone to know that God loves you. And I've had a few disappointments in the past. And when I look back now, what turned out to be disappointments, at the time have ultimately worked for my good. And for the last disappointment I had this year, which was, I think, sometime in May, again, something that I was so hopeful that I would get, it just didn't work out. When I went, at first I was so disappointed, but when I went to pray, I thought I really worked hard for this and I had trusted God for this. I gave it my very best and I had put it in his hands. And if he said this, and I know that he loves me, and if I got a no, I need to trust that he knows what he is doing, that wrapped in this no, there is no iota of negativity, that this no has his goodness, has mercies, has blessings in it. It may not make sense to me, but ultimately it's going to work for my good.
Yeah, that's incredible. Do you know what? I've never thought of it like a no is still wrapped in his goodness, his blessing, and his mercy. I think that's a remarkable thing and a way to look at it. So thank you for sharing that. I'm sure a lot of people will be resonating, going, wow. So thank you for that. That's amazing. So what in this season, what have been some of your biggest challenges? And then I guess how have you grown? What have the lessons been from that?
Oh, I think some of the challenges, my biggest challenges, have been staying focused on the things that really matter, because it's so easy to get distracted, silencing the noise all around me, not getting distracted from my purpose, just deciding this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to stay focused on, that this is what God has called me to do. So, and not feeling overwhelmed. There are days that I feel like there's so much I need to do, like I have dreams, there are things that I want to do, and I feel like I have time is just passing by. I need to do this, I need to do that. So it's so important. Or the challenges for me have been staying focused on the things that really matter and keeping my eyes on God, trusting him that, he'll work out all things.
Yeah.
Another major challenge has been finding the time to do all the things that I would like to do. I have a regular job, yes. I have a full-time job. I love my job. But, at the end of this day, I can only work for another hour or two to do the other things I want to do. I love spending time with my family, with my husband, with my children. So, and I only have so many hours. I have, things I want to write about. I have these ideas. I start something and I never get to finish it, so different things. So it's been challenging finding the time to do all the things that I would love to do.
Yeah, I think I completely relate to that. It's like you've got more ideas than time in the day, and you can feel like you're perpetually behind, can't you? Even though It's ridiculous, because it's like, who sets that pace and standard? But you can feel like it, can't you?
Yes.
How do you then say you're going about your day and you're an incredibly educated, bright, intelligent woman who's got a very incredible job role, and you've got 4 kids and a husband and all that, and you've got passions and dreams. So what does it look like for you when you have those moments like, oh, I'm behind, or I'm not getting done what I want to, and you're getting distracted? What helps ground you in the moment and in trusting God and discerning what the right thing is for that day, for that moment?
So I come from, this is what I honestly believe, that my family has been given to me by God. My husband, my children, and even my siblings, friends. So all of that is so important to me. Those relationships, my relationships, and even my relationship with God is very, very important to me. My job too has been given to me by God. And, I can't get so I try to put that in focus. I need to maintain my walk with the Lord. So every day, start the day, spend time with him, spend time with my family. If a friend is in need, be sure that I'm there for the friend. And then when it's time for work, start each day, spend the hours. I work from home. I've been working from home since March last year, but I know that I have to resume at work by 9:00 and work sometimes till 5:00, sometimes beyond 5:00, if there's a task I need to complete. So I know that all of these are responsibilities that God has put in my hands, and I love them. These are priorities that I can't get to the point that I think, oh, I need to achieve this, that I don't handle these responsibilities properly. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah, no, it really does.
Yes. So I need to discern in this season. This is what I am doing. This is so important because I need to stay focused and do the things He's put in my hands to do in this season. There will come a time where I may not be working full time on this job, where I will have the time to do other things. And then if I take leave for some days, I could attend to a couple of other things that I need to do. But it's finding that balancing act and just knowing that all of these things that I'm doing, that they are all given to me by God, that I need to spend time with all of it is important. I can't neglect it just because I have dreams, I have other things that I want to do. So it's putting everything in perspective that helps me to balance the different roles that I need to play.
That's amazing. And I think really wise. And I love, again, your perspective of it's all given to you by God. And actually you do it all unto God. And it's all an act of worship and an act of being that living sacrifice. And I think sometimes in today's world, particularly where you can see on social media and you can see what everyone seems to be doing and achieving, you have to really follow Jesus, don't you? You have to really block out the way of the world and seemingly you can do all of these things, because you actually can't do everything well. You can only do a small number of things well without
Absolutely.
And so it's discerning that and shutting it out, but it can be hard, can't
Absolutely. it? And that's why I love your page, because it's one of those places that, I visit and then it helps me to know this is what is important. So don't get into this space that you're looking at, because with social media, you can easily get so distracted and you're looking at, oh, this person has brought out a new book. This person has done this. No, you need to know this is what I've been given to do in this season of my life. When I got married for a long time, for many years, for well over a decade, I was a stay-at-home mom looking after my kids. Yes. And there were other things I could do, I could spend more time writing then than I can do right now. But so it's all about knowing this is what I can do at this moment and not trying to do everything, looking at what anybody else is doing.
Yeah, totally. And it's it's a discipline, isn't it? You have to rein your soul to go surrender to God, focus on the Father, not the fruit. But so where are you thriving? And what do you think has contributed to that?
Where am I thriving? I honestly don't even feel like I'm thriving at the moment. Certain expectations that have not been fulfilled, but I don't know if I would think I am thriving right now. But
well, have you got any rhythms? I'll put it a different way. Are there any rhythms and practices of your life that are helping you to be the woman you feel called to be in God?
Yes, absolutely. So, for instance, no matter the pressures I may feel every single day, when I start the day, it's so important to me that I spend time in fellowship with God. And I make it a practice. I'm not going to read anything, no message, nothing until I've read the Bible.
Yes, yeah.
So I may not. So as a family, we love to use the Bible in 1 year devotional. We use other devotionals. And if you're familiar with the Bible in 1 year, it can be quite lengthy. And there are so many. Now it's not every single day that we can do that, depending on, and right now we are in different places. My kids are grown, so we're all in different places, though right now the last child is in the house with my husband and me. But if I'm so busy that I can't do the whole, like read all those scriptures, I will at least we will read the verse of the day. So definitely, whatever, no matter how busy, no matter how crazy it gets, I have to start the day, because that's where I'm going to get strength. So that I can't compromise on that.
Absolutely. I love that. I'm the same. I don't look at anything else before, because I found that I was looking at my phone, particularly because I've got 3 little children, and when they were tiny and I was feeding through the night, I find like I'd have my phone to track like feedings and stuff like that. But I found I started my day looking through the news, my emails, and I was like, my mind was so full of the noise of the world that I couldn't even discern my own thoughts, let alone hear God. And it's like so removing the phone from my room was like one of the best things I've ever done, I think. But I relate to you on that. Okay. And looking to the future, or even now in your situation, my final question before I give you a few fun, quick fire ones, my final question is, where do you feel you need more courage and faith? And I'm asking that because we want to know about you, want to hear from you, but also so that if anyone's listening, it might prompt them to think differently, or to just know they're not alone in some of the things they're navigating too. So I'd love to know, where do you need more courage and faith?
I think in taking bold steps concerning some of the things that I believe God will have me do in the season that I'm in, I think I need more courage, more faith, to take bold steps. And one of the things I feel that God is really saying to me in this season is to trust Him in the midst of uncertainties, to stay hopeful, even when I may not be sure of what is ahead. About 2 hours ago, because this is about 7:30, I was scrolling through Instagram, and I came and on someone's page, I saw this, trust God from the bottom of your heart. I'm sure it's familiar, it, but it's the Proverbs 3, verse 5, but it's from the Message. And it sort of resonated within me. This is what God is saying to me. I was thinking about this conversation we would have, and, it hit me again, because I was thinking, this is really what I feel God is saying. I need to trust Him in this season. I need to trust Him, whatever steps He may be leading me to take. I just need to trust Him, boldly step out in faith, take bold steps concerning the things that He wants me to do.
I love that. And how do you keep hope alive?
Well, one of the things that I have done through the years, I have always kept journals, and I try to write down all the things, different things that prayers that have been answered, things that I have trusted Him for, and how His answer. And then I look through those things over and over and over again. So I remind myself, He came through in this season. He did this against all odds. He came through right in the nick of time. And I remind myself of the things He's done. It sort of helps me. And as I'm trusting Him for new things, as to stay hopeful, to know that, as He did in the past, He will do it again.
I love that. And thank you so much for sharing so honestly and sharing your wisdom. There's been some incredible gems, and I'm going to take away personally that whole God's, even the no's are wrapped in His goodness, His kindness, His mercy, His blessing. I think that's a remarkable thought. And I think it says so much about your faith and your relationship with God. So thank you so much for talking with us and sharing your heart and wisdom.
Thank you, Ivy. And thank you for having me. And thank you for the amazing things that you're doing. You're such a blessing.
Oh, thank you so much. What an encouragement. Thank you. But so to round off them, I have 3 quick fire questions. They're not deep in any way. But reply with the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
So what do you have in your pocket right now?
Nothing.
Would you rather live without makeup or your phone?
I'd rather live without makeup.
And if you had to give up one for the rest of your life, Would you give up caffeine or would you give up chocolate?
Oh, that's so easy. I take decaf coffee and I love chocolates.
That was really easy. And that was quick fire, because sometimes I ask people these questions and they take so long to answer because they're thinking so deeply, and I'm like, it's quick fire. But thank you. But yeah, again, Isang, it's been an honor to talk with you. You're a remarkable woman. Thank you so much for giving up your time to talk and for your wisdom. And guys, wherever you are, wherever you're listening, we hope that this conversation has encouraged you, that it's strengthened you, that it's been a little bit of a breath of fresh air as you go about your day wherever you are. So until next time, take care, everyone, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Sabine.